I'm so excited for you guys to hear this story, and I want you to tell it.
So
on the spot.
So I've been following Emily and Aaron's little adventures for probably about 4 months now. And so I own a detailing business, and I saw that they're painting the Nova, and you know, they had to repaint it and kind of do some trials and tribulations. And so on previous videos, I always wanted to comment like, you know, I want to come and polish the Nova out. Yeah. And I kind of held back because like I didn't want to be weird and be like, hey, I want to come out and hang out with you guys kind of thing. And so one day after they posted their latest behind the scenes in the shop, I commented and said, hey, can I, you know, I want to come down and cut and buff this Nova. And Emily was like, heck yes, dude, let's come.
Come on.
And so I told her to shoot me an email, and I told my wife about it, and she kind of knew that I was watching them on YouTube and stuff. And she's like, yeah, just go do it. Why not? And so,
Funny.
I don't know, 2 weeks later, 2.5 weeks later, I'm here, flew down to Texas.
Dude
and
jumped on an airplane. He lives in Idaho.
yeah,
and he came
from
to
Boise,
Texas.
Idaho. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a country over in Europe somewhere. For you Texans that
Far,
don't know.
far away.
Far away.
Current status on the Nova is it's been sitting outside in the rain and snow for about a week and a half. So we're gonna head up to the car wash, see if we can get it cleaned up a little bit, throw it in the shop, and I've got a lot of sanding to do to get it ready for him to make it all purty and stuff.
Say hi, Aaron.
We're ready.
We are ready.
We're gonna have noodle arms pretty soon.
All that buffing.
I ended up having to work on Monday and Tuesday. Monday, I was in Frisco working for JCPenney, and then I drove all the way to Arkansas to shoot for Dillard's on Tuesday. So I ended up not even being here for all of the work, really. I mean, they saved a little bit for me just so that I could do some, because I always like contributing, but they didn't really need me.
There's a lot of trash in this. Just little tiny stuff. So I'm just trying to get that knocked out so Brian doesn't have to deal with it when he's trying to actually make it look pretty. This is 2000 grit sandpaper with a little soapy water. I've got some soapy water here, and that helps in, if your sandpaper gets bound up, it'll put little swirl marks all in it. We want to prevent that, so we're going to use water. So my DA sander here, little Cobalt from Lowe's, is set up with this real cushy, it's almost like t-shirt material with just a little bit of texture to it, 2000 grit. The soft pad helps me from getting on hard edges and stuff like that, and the real fine grit just allows me to knock down some of the orange peel and a couple of little bugs that fell in it and stuff like that. Working out pretty darn good. I'm liking the results. That is why you should make sure your hoses are tight. Okay, we'll try that again. Get some water on here. We're holding this real lightly. We don't want to push on it at all because Brian was telling me you want this thing to spin. And also you don't want to cut into it too far. So this is after, let's see if we can get it. We've done 2000 grit on this and then just one pass with the buffer, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Cool.
So then I'll go in and refine it again with a little bit less aggressive pad, just to, you know, amp up the shine as much as I can.
Brian and I from Gearhead Detailing are here working on the Z Nova. And you know what's funny is you have to make the situation worse before you can make it better. It was all shiny and then I sanded it a bunch and now it's all dull, but he's in there making it shiny again. This is the most expensive remote control vehicle I've ever seen.
it out. Okay, I have just finished the little section that Aaron told me to cut, and I did it with 2000 grit, a
Yes.
2000 grit pad. And so it's kind of rough back here behind me. Well, it's smooth, but it's not polished. So tell me what your next step is.
So what we're gonna do is we're going to take a polishing compound. I like using the Last Cut. A buddy actually makes this down in Las Vegas. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our DA polisher with a microfiber cutting pad, and then we're gonna start polishing, and we're gonna start refining those sanding marks. And so what's nice about this is gonna tackle the big area. This one's gonna tackle the edges and the stuff that the bigger one can't really get into. And then for our really fine stuff, we have our tiny little nano polisher, which is gonna get right up on the edges and really refine it. It's not a big powerhouse, but if I can make something look just 10% better, like, it's totally worth it.
I like it.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna kind of show you hands-on how I do it, and it's really simple, easy, and then we'll just kind of hone it in from there.
Perfect.
And get you polishing. So it'll be fun.
Sweet.
Interesting.
Sounds
at least.
Awesome. I like it.
Cord over the shoulder, about a speed 4 on this DA.
What's special about this light that you're using?
So what's nice about this light, here, let me turn it off. It's a really intense light. It goes from 4,500 Kelvin to 6,000 Kelvin. So 6,000 Kelvin is going to help me see defects on darker vehicles, and the 4,500 is going to be a little less intense, so it doesn't really wash out the defects. So here's going to be the brightest mode, which is 6,000, then we're going to go down to 4,000. And so as you can see, we go from this dull matte finish from where Emily just sanded to a nice crystal clear, almost in one step. I mean, this is coming out pretty darn good, and that's the reason why I like the polish, the Last Cut. It's pretty versatile. So you can compound with it, no problem, get out 2000 grit, sand scratches, and then, switch pads to a finishing pad and just use it to finish down what you need to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really amazing stuff about where we're gonna be. So you kind of feel that, and so that's where, because you don't want to be pushing it down so hard it's bogging, because we want the pad to spin.
Spin freely.
So we're gonna hold the trigger. You can either hold the trigger and then release when you want to, or pull it and set it. Yeah.
Okay.
So you kind of want to go like that, and now we're taking it off. Pretty dang good.
That is just gorgeous.
And we got to get that really hard, heavy, deep stuff, and then we're just doing the nice light polishing to just really amp up the gloss.
That looks so pretty.
Yeah, and it's really fun. That's why I love detailing, because it's like, boom, we get instant gratification.
Instant results.
Yeah.
This is looking really beautiful. So this is the section that I've buffed, and that's the small section that I have left. How awesome is that? But Brian was just showing me this really cool tool he has. You gotta see it.
So this is a paint depth gauge, and what it's gonna do is measure the total paint that's on the vehicle. So from metal to clear coat. And if you wanted a really expensive one, it's about $1,200 to actually just measure the clear coat, and it kind of gives you the layers. So it goes, okay, clear coat is 2.9 mils thick, and then the base coat is 3, and then the primer is this, and then to the metal. So let's kind of show you how it goes.
Yeah.
It's kind of a good way to get an idea of how hard we can go with our sanding, how deep we can go with our polishing to get that finish that we're looking for. Because you don't want to detriment a paint job just to get it looking perfect. It's not worth it. We are ready to seal up the hood. Emily finished her side, I did my side, and now we're going to use OptiSeal, which is a really easy sealant to apply. I took a regular foam applicator, cut it, and then I could stick my fingers in it, little finger pocket, which is a cool little pro tip. And then when you're done with it, you can even turn it inside out and use the other side. So that's
geez.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Pro tip brought to you by Gearhead Detail.
So what we're gonna do is just 2 sprays to kind of prime the pad.
Okay.
And then we're just going to, in circular motions, you'll see it go on. I don't know if Aaron can catch this in the film.
Like a little goes a long way.
A little goes a long way. So I'm going to actually
Crazy.
leave this with you guys, and you're going to be able to do quite a lot of cars.
Oh my gosh, the only other shiny car we have is Roxy.
Yeah, and the Jeep. And what's
That's
nice is
true.
it can go on your windows and make the windows repellent and stuff. And so we're just gonna keep going
Wow, there's enough product on
until do you see the little we call it a little snail trail?
there. Yeah.
And
Snail trail.
you just keep going. And when you run out, another spray, some gets on the paint, no big deal. And we're just working it in. The way to take it off, we'll just lightly smearing the rest of it around. So now you're getting nice even coverage. And now you can feel the paint just nice and smooth. And it'll get smoother as it cures. Get it everywhere. You can get it on trim, glass, plastics, chrome, whatever. That's what I like about this. There's no like, oops, I got some wax on this trim, now it's stained.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's
so
always annoying.
it's exactly. And getting wax off trims is it's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, like a white chalky.
Yep.
Especially if it's on black.
So I'm gonna hand that over.
Okay, awesome. Okay, we've just sealed the car, or at least the hood. And Brian went and filled his container up with water so that we can spray some water on there and watch it beat up. Are you ready for this slow-mo?
So yeah, after we're sealing, drying is just one swipe and we're done.
Shut up and sit down.
So it's been really cool to have Brian, a professional, come in and teach us and actually like implement the processes on the Nova. So thank you so much.
Yeah, no, it's
This
been
was
my pleasure.
awesome.
I really appreciate you guys opening up your home and garage for me to, come and play with you guys and hang out. It was
We've had a great time.
yeah,
It's
we've had
awesome.
we've had a some good bro time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Emily was gone the whole time,
Yeah.
so she left me here with the strangers. We had a good time.
Luckily, he wasn't a murderer.
Yeah.
Go team.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the most awkward high five ever.
Yay! She looks beautiful. We're out on a back road taking pictures of her. She looks awesome.